7. It's been a week already on this recording this channel. Day 7 yesterday. I feel like I said the same shit yesterday, but honestly, I wouldn't say it's the hardest test day I've ever had. It was pretty up there. I was surprised. I'm technically on day 9, so I guess this is around that time for me when you start hitting those first test days. But I guess I never really attempted what I'm trying now. I've done 75 hard before and completed the program 2 times before, but I've put a lot more on my plate this time, and I feel like I'm really trying to see exactly how far I could take it, how hard I can make it on myself, and I know that's only going to make me better. So we're recording this, running the business. Had a mishap yesterday at one of our jobs. Had to reschedule one of the jobs for yesterday due to a equipment issue, and I'm gonna end up having to work on that today. And I had 2 clients today, but I've already talked to them, and I'm moving them to Monday. The guy from yesterday to Wednesday because the weather's better. Partly it's because it's cold outside, so stuff like this tends to happen with this type of business during this type of weather. Weather usually is when cars mess up. Any type of mechanical issues happen when the seasons are changing. But yeah, it's day 7. I don't have a quote, but I do have a general, I guess, quote reference. So I was watching an old episode of the MFCEO Project, Andy's old podcast, episode 48, Thursday Thunder, where he talks about the test day. And I think this is the first time on the podcast he ever talks about test days, and it's worth listening to. I can see right now, like listening to it, where he was starting to understand, I guess, or he had a good understanding of discipline, and he was. It's funny looking back at it now and comparing it to where he's at now, and in the future I want to do that as well. Like, look back at this video and compare it to what I'm putting out at the time, a couple years later. But he was talking about the test day, and yesterday was definitely a test day for me. And I'm not trying to fucking play the fucking violin, fucking like sad song, but yesterday was a test day. When I finally got to the gym, I was up from 4 o'clock in the morning yesterday, and when I finally got into the gym, I believe it was, I want to say 9:45, 10 o'clock. Had it not been for the motivation I have right now off of it not being the first day of my son, 1, my family, 2, this channel that I've already put it out there that I was gonna do this and record it and stay consistent with it. I'm not gonna turn around and fucking quit. Had it not been for that, I definitely felt like quitting. Don't get me wrong, I definitely fucking felt like being like, man, fuck this shit. I already got beat up today. I was like, I did technically an outdoor cardio fucking working the job outside, and I did one in the morning. But I was like, you know what? And I've been listening to Andy for a long time, since MFCEO Project. So, a lot of the shit he says, I think about that shit. I got it like ingrained in my mind. But it was a fucking really hard test day. I didn't feel like doing it. And what he talked about in the podcast that I mentioned, episode 48, MFCEO Project, learning to love those test days. And not only love those test days, but fucking dominate on those test days. Being able to look at yourself in the mirror after you did it and be like, yeah, I fucking did that shit, and I fucking did that shit better than the days that were fucking good. The days that were easy, that day that was fucking hard, I fucking shitted on that day. I fucking dominated. And that's what I did. I had the best recording so far of all these episodes. You'll see it once you get to yesterday's, which is day 6. So yeah, you'll see it on yesterday's. I did the best as far as like so far with recording. In the morning, in the gym, I talked between sets, which I've been saying that I was gonna fucking do for like 3 episodes, and I never did it. I didn't have my fucking tripod when I got in there, so it was like thing after thing after thing. And a lot of times that'll happen once you already accept that you're having a shitty day. Your mind's gonna, like I talked about this I think on episode 2 of this, or episode 3, that your mind is it wants to prove you right, and it's cognitive bias. Your brain's, the way your brain works, if you start thinking about a certain thing, you'll start seeing it everywhere. If you start believing something, your mind's gonna prove it right to you, and you're gonna start seeing shit that you believe and you perceive a certain way. It's gonna be reinforced. People call it the universe, people call it law of attraction. Shit, all I know is that I was in a bad mood already after that one thing, and it was like a domino effect for the day. But I fucking got it done, and I fucking did the best out of all these episodes. I think it's the best day I've had so far, despite it being the hardest day I had so far. So it's true, and he compares it to success, and you can compare it to success. It fits perfect. People, this is why there's people that try to do business and they fucking fail, and there's people that fucking do business and they don't fucking fail. And it has to do with fucking dominating and fucking getting the job done when you don't fucking feel like it. You gotta fucking, it doesn't matter how you feel. What matters is what you get done. It's black and white. You know, the scoreboard's right there when you look at your list. What did you get done that day? Did you do what you said you were gonna do? So I'm gonna finish it here. I'm pretty sure my 45 minutes up on the walk, and I'm almost at the house. But yeah, fucking dominate. Learn to love the test days and not just fucking do them. Do them the best of your ability. All right, I'm here working on the truck and everything set up. So I'm just gonna record that, probably time lapse that, and then later on today I'm gonna be working on the laptop for the business and working on the marketing side of it, and I'll be recording that as well. So just gonna do a couple clips here, test the trailer, and just gotta figure out what's wrong, troubleshoot. This is a big thing, part of this business. I feel like a lot of the guys out there that talk about this business, power washing or anything like that, that it's real easy, but if you're not handy or you don't know how to do mechanics or anything like that, then it's probably not the business for you, because there's a lot of hands-on and constant adjustments you have to make with machines and stuff like that on the job, and sometimes stuff isn't working. You have to be able to fix it. So that ended up being a little bit easier than expected. I guess there was we were having issues getting the line primed at one of the jobs yesterday. We had a roof cleaning, so the electric pump that we were working on, it wasn't working, getting any liquid through the line, and I guess it just hit an air pocket and we couldn't get it out. But it could have been the temperature, you know, like I was saying yesterday, stuff with mechanical issues when the temperatures change, and it happens all the time. So that's one of the things with trying to wash when it's cold. And then what I did after was I just purged all the lines of water because, you know, we're in Jersey. It does hit freezing temperatures, especially this time of the season. So you don't want your machines to freeze and mess up. So you got to purge the lines. And that's it. I'm going to see you guys again when I get home. I got some food to prep and then work on the marketing side of this business. And that's what I'll be doing. All right. Lower body, day one. Gonna have one set of RDLs, one working set. I'm gonna work up to it. And one working set of RDLs is gonna be my first movement of today. So I'm gonna heavy enough where it's heavy enough, but not to the point where I'm like using my glutes and lower back. So I'm gonna try to focus on hands. Then 2 sets seated, hamstring curl. And then leg extension 3 sets, and then leg press 2 sets. And all this is working sets. It's not total sets. It's just once I get to a certain weight, boom, 2 sets of my working weight.
There you go. Oh my God, what the hell? Nah. Dog. It's zooming in when you go down.
So leg extension machine's broke, so had to call an audible. I'm gonna be doing sissy squat supersetted with leg press. That's gonna give me plenty of tension at the top, really the full quad. I pause the bottom of the leg press always, just so that I really feel the stretch in the muscles, just the fibers, feel like they're tearing. And then with the sissy squats, that's gonna, it's gonna give a very similar feel, because the leg extension that I use, the reason it sucks is because this leg extension, it has a great range of motion. It brings your leg like to where I'm at right now, it'll bring you there, and then you get the full extension, so it really hits the quad really good. But unfortunately we don't have that, so superset sissy squats with leg press, and it should be a challenge because I've never done that before, and sissy squats are pretty hard.
Yeah. And if you want to work like all your quads, stay on your tips. Beautiful.
Fuck that. Fuck.
With skinny people, you gotta keep eating like that, or else you'll immediately lose it.
Yeah,
Immediately.
you get sick of eating that. Force
Yeah.
eating that much, that
Yeah.
shit becomes hard.
I should-
I think the same thing. It's definitely a lot easier to go from like bigger to lean versus trying to be from being small to try to gain some size.
Yeah, and also you already have muscle when you're big. You already do. You're carrying that weight around.
And your body has a natural tendency to
exactly
be able to put on weight like that. I've heard, I don't know the science behind it, but I feel like there's some truth to that.
I think it's because your body rather build muscle than fat. So although it's storing fat, it's working on your muscles a little bit more than storing that fat. I personally think, especially if you're moving around a lot. If you're fat and you just sit, you can definitely tell. That's what you need. I'm only going to do 3 of those. I'll tell you what.
Alright, so finished with the calves. I did some barbell curls and then now incline curls. focusing on the tension on the muscle and squeezing it. Never seen benefits or progress. How could I put it? I've gotten better results from not going heavy, focusing on time under tension compared to going heavy. Most people, that's usually how it goes with biceps and arms. Maybe not tricep. You can go heavy with tricep sometimes, but depending on the person, everybody's different. But most of the time, biceps, going light controlled and really focusing on time under tension, the stretch of the bicep. That's usually what grows your arms, your biceps. So that's what's worked for me. So that's what I'm doing. I will go up in weight and progress, but only so long as I'm progressing, I can still keep the muscle-mind connection and really feel the tension on the muscle. If I feel like I'm just moving weight, then I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to benefit from that. So that's what I'm doing. After this is my last bicep movement. It's 3 sets of each. And what do I have after this? Crossbody, 2-arm crossbody, lateral raises, and then I think a seated dumbbell shrug.